Picture of the historical Park homestead. The homestead is on land owned by the Education Department, which is under the jurisdiction of the Shepparton Technical College. Following recent vandalism on the building, it is hoped something can be done to preserve the homestead. Channel 6 News today spoke with the president of the Shepparton Technical College School Council, Mr. Linton Laws, and asked him about next Tuesday night's meeting.
So you're really looking for input from any interested people in the community who would have an idea what to do with such a property?
That's right, anybody at all. If some private individual wants to come and put an offer forward that perhaps he might want to purchase it or something like that, but we must make it clearly understood that the building is classified and therefore it'll have to be retained for posterity.
What restrictions are on the use of the building, considering it is under the National Trust jurisdiction?
Well, I don't know of any restrictions, save that it must be kept and restored.
Would you be hoping it to be used for some form of cultural use or education use?
Personally, as it does belong to the Education Department and as it was bought in the first place for educational purposes, I would like to see it used for educational purposes. And could I suggest perhaps a historical museum for educational artefacts and that sort of thing?
Now, unfortunately, the present state of the building isn't in the best. You would, of course, be looking for some form of finance for whatever decision is made the future existence of the building.
Well, it's one of the few that are left, David, and surely the public can put their hands in their pocket and assist us a little bit to bring this back to its original splendour. And that is, in fact, what we're hoping for. The Shire Council are going to be represented, and it is within the Shire, this building. The City Council are going to be represented. We've invited them, and I understand they are coming. The Historical Society have been invited, and I understand they are coming. Councillor Bill Hunter has a certain plan put forward from his group, and I understand he's coming. And any other organisation will be given a voice at that meeting.
Where is it being held?
In the amenities block, the new amenities block on the corner of Friars and Coria Street at Jackson School.
The Country Roads Board will hold their annual meeting this evening in Shepparton. Here is the Dean of Engineering at the Monash University, Professor Lance Endersby. Professor Endersby arrived in Shepparton this afternoon. David Stewart for Channel 6 News spoke with him about some of his controversial statements on Australia's energy future.
The situation is essentially this. The major industrial countries of the world that are dependent on Middle East oil are now looking at what alternatives they have. One of the
Agricultural College. The varieties inspected were resistant against spotted aphid. Main speaker was District Agristologist Mr. Gerard Marnie. David Stewart for Channel 6 News attended the seminar and spoke with Mr. Marnie.
Just what did the farmers who came to this field day today, what did they see?
Well, today we tried to show them the new American lucerne varieties. We tried to show them how they're standing up to a couple of grazing systems, a short rotation and a long rotation. These new American varieties, their persistence under grazing is an unknown quantity, because in America they're not used for grazing purposes. They're purely hay-cutting plant. But in Australia, a lot of our lucerne is dryland lucerne and used for grazing. So we're trying to evaluate the persistence of these lucerne varieties.
And just how much testing has been done in Australia?
Well, this is about the fourth experiment to look at this. There are 3 in New South Wales, and this is the only one in Victoria.
Well, how does the experiment shape up to the ones that have been done in New South Wales?
The ones in New South Wales have been going a year longer than this, but so far the results are the same.
The new president of the Mora Group of the Country Women's Association is Mrs.